Yo, I heard a rumor this dude ain't subscribed.
You're talking about that dude? I heard the same rumor.
You want to prove us wrong?
All you gotta do is click that button.
And turn notifications on.
It's that simple.
Friday night SmackDown or Friday afternoon SmackDown. For some of us, C2 Wrestling here. It is your boy Snowden. A little bit of a Sokoa video tonight as we get into Friday night SmackDown's review. One day prior to Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia, in which C2 Wrestling, your boys, we will be live. So you got to come hang out with the crew. As the top of the video said, subscribe, turn the notifications on. I definitely just stuttered saying that word, but we're going to run with it. Turn those notifications on, subscribe. You're going to want to know when we go live for not only Night of Champions, but so much more to come. As for tonight's SmackDown, we start off with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, confronted by Randy Orton, his opponent in tomorrow's King of the Ring finals. And during their little tit for tat, their little promo, which was exactly what I expected it to be, some technical difficulties. SmackDown off the air for about 30 minutes or so. Turns out there was some sort of power outage. I don't know if it was at the arena or stadium itself in Saudi or if it was within the area. Regardless, that doesn't happen that often. You know, wrestling TV just goes off the air like that. It's on Netflix overseas, throughout Europe, things like that. And if you have a VPN, you can watch it in the States. So, I mean, if there's any companies out there, any VPN companies that want to sponsor C2 Wrestling, let us know. We're here. As the Wyatt family, as the Wyatt Six would say, we're here. But anyways, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton gets cut a little short, but that's okay. It was a cookie cutter, kind of what we expected promo. After the technical difficulties, when they come back to air, we had JC Mateo take on Jimmy Uso. Pretty standard matchup. Tour of the Islands, JC Mateo gets the win. Solo trying to befriend Jimmy throughout the entirety of this little feud. They attack Jimmy after the match. Fatu makes the save. Later on in the show, a little bit of a segment backstage, or outside, I should say, between Jacob Fatu and Jimmy, and they seem like they're on the same page. You know, Jimmy let out a yeet, Fatu with the I mean, you know, they're on the same page. Some sort of potential tag team matchup or two coming for those gentlemen. As we have predicted on C2 Wrestling, tomorrow night, Solo Sikoa absolutely should win that United States Championship, and I'd be baffled if we don't see the debut of Hikuleo. Solo is at even odds right now. Solo and JC versus Fatu and Jimmy. So I think they're going to up the odds a little bit. Hikuleo is definitely going to come to the aid of Solo Sikoa. But following that matchup was another matchup, and it wasn't just any matchup. It was for the Women's United States Championship. Zelina Vega defends her title against the newly crowned United States champion, Julia. She gets the pinfall victory over Zelina Vega, and rightfully so. Could it have been on a larger stage for Julia? Sure. Zelina Vega, a whatever championship run. You know, it is what it is. She was transitional. I don't mind Zelina at all. I like Zelina, but it was not a great United States Championship run. Love that Julia won. She is one of the next big things for the women on SmackDown and Raw, NXT, just WWE as a whole. A lot of these new recent call-ups for the women: Julia, Stephanie, Jordan Grayson, NXT, Zaria's down there. Roxanne up on Monday Night Raw. We're getting a whole new generation of women talent, and Julia is going to be at the forefront of it for a long while. So let's get her some accolades, put the U.S. title on her. And as much as I do enjoy Julia and as happy as I am that she won the U.S. title, I got to be honest here. We're always going to be straight shooters here at C2 Wrestling. Chelsea Green should have never lost the title, if we're being honest. It should have never went to Zelina. I think you could have, and I understand Julia's a heel, and so is Chelsea, but you could have had Julia be a face and then turn heel as champion. I think Julia getting the win over Chelsea at SummerSlam, or Evolution for that matter, would have fit better than her just getting a whatever victory over Zelina. Julia could have the most memorable U.S. title run of all time, but the way she won the title is not really all that memorable. And that's fine. It's going to happen that way sometimes. But regardless, we got a brand new champion out of it, someone we're happy to see as champion. Sorry to Zelina. Sorry to Chelsea Green. Julia's your new United States Women's Champion. And then we get a little bit more women action. Jade Cargill comes out with Asuka, a promo between those two women, very similar to Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. Just a little bit of a promo between the two before their battle tomorrow night. Queen of the Ring, Jade Cargill versus Asuka. And it ends in a little bit of turmoil as Naomi comes out, cuts a promo. Pretty good pop from the crowd for Naomi. Ends up with Asuka getting the upper hand on Jade, and that leads to so much speculation. Oh man, Asuka was standing tall the night prior. Jade's going to win. Some people might say Asuka's going to win because of that. I don't know. We've been saying this on C2 Wrestling. If you've seen our recent reviews or recent podcasts, this is a coin flip matchup tomorrow. Whoever doesn't win probably still gets the title match at Evolution or SummerSlam. I absolutely see a world where Io Sky takes on Asuka. Naomi cashes in on Jade. Jade takes on Tiffany. Whatever combination it happens in with Jade, Naomi, Bianca, Tiffany, it's going to happen. Tiffany's time is shortly up with this title. Jade's time is coming. Naomi's time is coming. Bianca's time is coming again. And then Asuka freshly returned. Everybody loves Asuka. Her versus Io is the money match. I'm looking forward to it all. I think it's going to be good. Jade versus Asuka tomorrow is honestly kind of a throwaway for me. I'm not really had to see Jade versus Asuka, but the tournament finals makes sense itself. So the match makes sense. The match should be good. I'm more so just looking forward to what's to come after it. I find way more interest in Asuka versus Io, and then Jade versus Naomi versus Bianca, whatever triple threat they do within that realm. Whatever fallout we get from this Queen of the Ring is going to be beneficial. So I'm looking forward to it all. There was a bunch that went down on SmackDown tonight. Some small things, some big things. So just to touch on a couple of the little things that happened on top of title changes, title matches, builds towards the PLE tomorrow. DIY took on the tag team of Andrade and Rey Fenix tonight. Andrade and Rey Fenix get the win over DIY. 2 wins for Andrade and Rey Fenix. A tag team between those two guys, it gets Andrade on TV. It gets Rey Fenix on TV, who would probably be on TV without a tag team anyway. So it's not the biggest deal, but I can't be mad at that at all. I can't complain. I do like the idea of adding another tag team to the SmackDown tag division, but I also feel like if you're going to have Rey Fenix in a tag team, it's got to just be with Penta. The Lucha Brothers tag team is going to come eventually. So you just feel like Rey Fenix is going to be tied up in the tag division for a long while if they give him and Andrade some sort of tag run, but I can't be mad at it again. I can't complain again. It's a great tag team between the two guys, and they had a fun match with DIY. They get the win. Following that, we had R-Truth out to the ring. He calls out John Cena. R-Truth has already had a backstage segment in which he said he wanted John Cena. Interrupted Aleister Black again. That is 2 weeks in a row he's interrupted Aleister. And as he's out in the ring calling out John Cena, Aleister comes out and hits a black mass on Ron Killings, on R-Truth, and he gets confronted a little bit later on by Damian Priest about it. At first, it made me think we're going to get an Aleister R-Truth feud, and I think we might get one throwaway match. I think R-Truth is going to transition to calling out Aleister, and Aleister is going to answer that call, but I think it's ultimately going to lead to an Aleister-Damian Priest feud, which, fire. That's fantastic. I think Aleister and Damian Priest could be a tag team themselves, if I'm being honest, but them two feuding. Damian Priest is a former world champion, former Money in the Bank holder, former tag champion. Has got a lot of accolades under his belt over these last couple of years. Judgment Day, everything. Some matches with Drew, some wins against Drew McIntyre. There's been a lot of rumors that they want to propel Aleister Black on the main roster, and giving him a win over a former world champion and Damian Priest is a great way to do so. Aleister Black, I think, is leading the list of guys I'd like to see hold a title sooner rather than later. So hopefully this somehow transitions him into maybe a U.S. title feud of sorts. He's kind of running this heel role, and the U.S. title is floating between some heels right now. Fatu freshly faced, but it looks like Solo might capture it, so I don't know where Aleister fits into that, but regardless, a feud with Damian, a feud with R-Truth, who's been on fire. I love it. Can't be mad at that either. And then we had another tag team match between Wyatt Six and the Street Profits. Not just a tag team match, a tag team title match. Street Profits defend the championships against Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy. And it ends in how we predicted, DQ. All the tag teams come ringside very quickly into this match, and they interfere, starting with Los Garzas, interfere in the match. They get DQ'd. So we're moving into some sort of multi-man matchup, multi-tag man matchup. Everybody got involved there. Los Garzas to DIY, to the Guns, Profits, Wyatt Six, even Eric Rowan got in the ring. Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy got in the ring as well. I don't know where they're exactly going. I do predict the Profits losing the titles probably by SummerSlam. I think to the Wyatt Six. We've been talking about this as well on the podcast, that if it were up to me, you would put them on the Wyatt Six. It's the easiest way to keep that tag division fresh while using the same tag teams that they've had kind of feud over the last year. Unfortunately, Pretty Deadly is out right now. Elton Prince with an injury, so it might be a little while before we see them. Andrade and Rey Fenix getting added to the division could spice it up a little bit. So I'm looking forward to what's to come with the SmackDown Tag Division. As for tonight's main event, third and final title match of the show, Tiffany Stratton defends her WWE Women's Championship against Nia Jax in the last women's standing match. This is match number 9,000 for Nia and Tiffany. Fine, throw it on a SmackDown. You know, it doesn't really fit the bill of a PLE. Clearly, they're setting up something for Tiffany to lose the title fairly soon. Tiffany retains the championship against Nia Jax. Table spots, bunch of weapons brought into the ring. A botched cash-in by Naomi results in Tiffany grabbing the briefcase herself and knocking it over the head of Nia Jax, and down through 2 tables she goes. Tiffany Stratton remains your women's champion, and not for long, though. Anyhow, after that, to close the show, we get John Cena, Mr. Word Life, the doctor of thugonomics. But he's confronted by none other than the doctor of Punkanomics, CM Punk. Punk Life, drug-free, comes out to the ring dressed as John Cena to the old theme song, Word Life. And we get John Cena staring down CM Punk as he raps his way through a promo. And man, that was fun to watch. You know, it's funny seeing CM Punk in that spot, in that outfit, rapping in the ring, just things you would never expect to see. Although we did predict this, you know, I gotta put it to CTD's credit. He texted me, Punk's coming out tonight dressed like Cena, and that's exactly what happened. Now, CM Punk's rap, you know, there's some hot moments in there. Could have been better, sure. Don't get me wrong. CM Punk, not much the rapper. I can't emphasize enough how much better a segment like this would have hit in the States. It's kind of a shame, in all honesty. A segment like this in the States would have done like record numbers on YouTube or something, you know? I don't know. A good segment. It was fun to watch. Not much else than CM Punk just kind of shitting on John Cena in his rap, and then show ends. Leads to their match tomorrow at Night of Champions. But again, a segment like that in the US, in Chicago, in Boston, anywhere would have been a lot better, in my opinion. It would have been a lot more memorable. Something that you go back and you look up on YouTube down the line. Oh, I gotta watch that CM Punk segment where he dressed up as John Cena. Hopefully, it's not something that gets lost in the shuffle throughout the Saudi shows, the exhibitions that they are. But overall, it was a solid Friday night SmackDown for what it was. Again, a couple title matches, a title changed hands, and it all is to lead into tomorrow's Night of Champions, Night of Non-Champions and Champions, as we're calling it. CTD and Snowden. Again, we will be live right here on YouTube, so come hang out with the boys. Make sure you are subscribed. Turn those notifications on. It's going to be an absolute blast. It has been every time we've done a live stream, and we've grown every time we've done a live stream. A little bit more of a head count every time, so we want to continue that trend. Come hang out with your boys tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. C2 Wrestling.